Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm super excited to continue our Shopify series. I'm just going to catch you guys up real quick and give you a quick summary of what went down in the past few weeks. We've created our products, we've uploaded them, we've created categories or essentially collections for them. In fact, I could go over here and click collections and we added them to the collections. We made sure that the buttons on the theme using our print-on-demand provider doesn't say pre-order anymore. So for example, if we go to the product page, select any product, it won't say pre-order, but it will show add to cart, which I showed how we did that last week. Let's see, we added our own mock-ups, okay? Images like this, images like this. So there's a lot we got done, but there's a lot left to do. So let's go ahead and jump in. We have two themes added, which really comes down to the purchase of one theme. The Nismo theme, obviously we have Nismo and we have Clean theme, Nismo theme. I uploaded them the exact same day, same time, etc. If you guys want access to the theme, because we're going to start working on the design right now of this print-on-demand store, if you want access, I'll leave a link in the description, nismotheme.com. You click order now. Use code AUTOPILOT, and I'll just type it in, AUTOPILOT100, and you'll get $100 off. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the building of this Shopify store. So let's go ahead and hit customize here. And right now we're working on Nismo, and it comes with two themes, like I said. So the Nismo theme comes with the Nismo theme and the Clean theme. So it comes with two packages, but I'm going to be using Nismo for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to start adding in things slowly. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select this product carousel. And I'm just going to select the collections here. So collection, I'm going to hit change, and I'm going to select my home page collection. Why am I selecting my home page collection? I want customers to see products from all different types. So as you guys know, my collections, I have lion poster collections, I have panther poster collections, wolf poster collections, and I can always add more to them, but my homepage collection is going to include a variety of different products, right? So we have pictures of a deer, we have pictures of a panther, of a lion, etc. So cool little, mix up there. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it, and I'm going to increase the number of products I want to show. And the way I'm going to do that is, for example, if the collection has 500 products in it, I want them to be seen here as much as possible. So I'm going to increase this up to 20. And the reason why is because if somebody's on their phone or if somebody's on my website and they're flipping through, I want them to see different products. I don't want them just to see 4 or 5 products, right? I want them to see different ones where they can get an idea of what they want to purchase, right? Now, in my store total, I only have like 12 products. So I'm going to, if I need to, add more over time for sure. But remember, we're paying ads here, so we can really turn the money up very, very quickly when we actually create the sale. And what I'm going to do here is for this title, I'm going to retitle it, and I'm going to title it Shop New Arrivals. So I'm going to go over here, click Shop New Arrivals, just like that. And I'm going to configure the amount of viewable products at once. So right now we have items per row. We have 4 items per row. I want to have, let's just say 5, and boom, now we can see it a little bit better. There's more products, everything's more visible. And what I'm also going to do is hit this autoplay button so that it will literally start turning by itself. Did you see that? My mouse is over here on the top and it's turning by itself. This is just a cool little feature to have that grabs attention. One of the most important things in the business of e-commerce is you want to grab people's attention, because attention increases conversion rates. If I have a little animation on my site, a little, moving and shaking, it's going to grab some attention. It's going to help. All right. So I'm going to leave that there and I'm going to hit save. Now, once again, if you guys are using a different theme, you might want to see if these settings, you have some of these settings, you might not, you might have some. Make do with what you have, right? So we have this section here. It's great. Now we're going to go on to this collection list. So notice how they structure this site. They have a hero, which is a hero banner, and then they have a split banner here, and then they have a 3-way split banner. So this is a split banner, and really to us, we don't need a split banner because if you think about our products, we're selling only posters. Split banners work when you have two main categories for a shop. So, for example, if I'm selling t-shirts, right? Or, t-shirts, why not? And there's some male t-shirts and then some female t-shirts, then that would be an ideal circumstance to use a split banner. In my case, I'm not. I have plenty of categories, plenty of collections, so I'm not going to be using this, right? There are certain times where I would use it, but this is not one of those times, okay? Here we have a hero. So the hero is where I'm going to feature the best looking, the best looking product. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. So I'm going to have to develop this with time. I'm going to have to create the graphic, and I'll probably have that by next episode. But let's go ahead and set up some of the collections here. So for the collection list, we have a bunch of different collections. I'll click collection number 1, I'll hit change, and I'll hit select one of the collections. So let's say we have lion. Everybody loves lions, so I'll pick the lion collection. Now notice this image, I will switch this image over time. I'm not going to leave this the way it is because I don't want all the same images to repeat. I have here a select image button where I could just upload the images that I want. The next collection that I'm going to select is a wolf poster collection, okay? And then the next one I'm going to select after that, let's go ahead and see here. Let's pick panther and tiger. So we got, pretty amazing categories there. The panther and the tigers, we got the wolf, and we got the lion posters. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the image itself and post it here, right? I think that would be pretty cool versus like a mock-up. I think, it'd be very graphical. It looks very attractive that way. And I'll do that in a few minutes. I have to round up the images. But we're just setting things up here, making sure the buttons work. That's really my main focus for today is clicking on all the buttons, making sure they work, make sure they take people to the right places. The next thing we have here is our lookbook feature. Lookbook features are extremely useful, especially in the clothing business, because I remember when I had my very first clothing business 8 years ago, I would link certain products to certain images, and then people would see the image on a certain model. They thought it would look good. They would click on it, and it would take them to the product page. Very, very useful. So let's go ahead and set some of this up here. So we have a lookbook, right? I can select image. And let's just say, for an example, I like this image of this stag in this room. So I'll click on this. So now here we have an image where somebody can click this and they can go to the product page. So first I'll do is I'll select the actual product. I'll hit change product and I'll look for the stag poster. This is it. I'll hit select. And then there we go. Now notice we have this little plus button. This plus button, when somebody clicks on it, it will take them to the product page. I actually should save my progress before I lose it. And there we go. So if somebody clicks on it, it will take them to the product. This is phenomenal and this is great. That's what a lookbook is for. So what I'm going to do is first let me go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to change where this plus button is located. Instead of it being on the chair, I'm going to locate it on the actual portrait, or as low as on the portrait as possible. So here we have offset top. So if I drag it to the left, it will move upward, which is exactly where I want it to be. And then I'm going to move this one here to the left as well. Let's see where it will go. There we go. Offset left. All right. And let me actually move this a little bit downward. My goal is to get it right here on this corner. Okay. Let's see what we can do there. Let's move it another segment, or let's move it to 56. That would be pretty good. And then we'll move this to, let's see, 69. There we go. That's where I want it to be. And let's see what else we could do here. What other settings? We have, this is my only product, right? So I am not going to be selecting other products here. Let's just say you were selling a clothing business and you had like 4 models in one picture and they were promoting different products, right? Then you can add more of these here. But in my case, I just have one, so that's good. I'll hit save. I always want to save my progress, right? I'll go to lookbook item number 2, which is essentially this one, and I will select here the product. So let's see what product I want to promote on the lookbook here. Let's see, we have a panther. I like this panther. This panther looks really cool. Let's select the lion here, okay? there should be now a time where I could put in the image. So let's find the image of the lion. Let's go with this one. I like this one. All right. And the interesting thing here is I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this image, and I'm going to have to match it to be the same size as this. I want my lookbook to be clean. I want it to be all uniform. I want the images to be the same size. So that's going to be part of the business that I'm going to have to do right here. So I'm going to take this lion poster. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to just hit remove product real quick. Now notice how the photo stays because once again I already selected the image. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to take a screenshot. Okay, so I'm going to drag this here and take a screenshot that matches the same size of its adjacent picture. All right, boom, screenshot, good. I'm going to hit change. I'm going to hit select from library. I'm just going to take this, drag it and drop it, and hopefully it fits perfectly fine. Let's select it. Let's hit done, and it should be exactly the same. Yep, it's exactly the same size. This is what I'm looking for. Usually, I want a uniform kind of setup here. And with that, I'll just go ahead and remove this one. So I want 3 lookbooks. And then I will finally tag the image. So I'll hit select here, and I will look for the lion poster that I selected. There we go. And this actually fits perfectly fine, being that it's right there. So, hey, pretty good. And let's go ahead and hit save. And I will change the title of this, by the way, in just a minute, but let's go ahead and add the last final image. Let's go with a picture of this kangaroo, for instance. Actually, not the picture of the kangaroo. Let's see. Do we have a better mock-up for that? We can use... You know, actually, let's pick this one because this one has a double image in it, right? And I'm going to move it to the middle, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm, of course, going to cut it again. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to have a kind of a more symphonic or harmonious type of look. It wouldn't make sense if this has 2 photos to be on the right-hand side. It's fine if it's in the middle because on the left, there's 1 photo on each, which also would make this one kind of irrelevant. I would need to make it the panther type of image as well. So let's go ahead and work on that. So let me perform some fixing here. Let me see what I could do. First, let's save. Let's save our work. And guys, you see how I'm changing my mind. I'm fixing things. I'm picking through things. This is a normal part of the process when creating a Shopify store, specifically for print on demand, because there's a lot of things that are going to be destined to change as you're working. And there's no really shame in that. So let's go ahead and take this image. Let's change this. And let's change it to the panther that we tried to access before here. Let's see if do I have any uploaded images? Let's see. 46 images. If I can't locate it, I'll just re-download it. It's not a problem. I'm just trying to figure out with these small little pictures. Let me see if I can, yep. Filter. Yeah, okay. So let's scroll down. Let's look through all of these. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to upload it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the screen real quick, and I'm going to upload it. Okay, so at first I was going to pause the screen, but it is what it is. I mean, we have the images right here. This was my platform that I'm using for my mockups. So I could take an image like this, for example. I'll hit replace image with images that I've already uploaded. So I will go to remove. I'll select here. I'll select import from downloads. Well, not import from downloads, excuse me. Let's go to, let's see here. Let's get rid of this. Let's go to design. Let's go to recently uploaded. That's what I was looking for. And we'll pick the picture of, we need a picture of a panther. We need the picture of the lion. So let's go with this one here. This is good. And we'll select this. We'll go with a black frame color. Let's see. Go with black. We can go with white. I'll go with white. Why not? Let's hit download. All right, so that will take us a second to download. Guys, the platform that I'm using to create these mockups is called Place It. I'll leave a link in the description. You can have a free account, you can have a paid account. They both work really well. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description. You can go ahead and access it there. All right, so now we have a panther. So the panther that I was looking at, let me check here, is this one. Let me see if I have any image of that one. Let's see. I thought I did upload pictures of it, but I guess not. So let me go ahead and now pause the screen and get the actual image. All right, so I went ahead and downloaded the new image here, and I'm essentially downloading it to, or uploading it rather, to place it on this mockup, which would be pretty decent. And I'm going to go ahead and download this. So now we have our downloads. I'll go over here and start kind of manipulating the images now. So I'll hit edit. I will, or not hit edit, I'll hit change rather, and I will hit remove image. I'll hit select image, and then I'll upload the two new ones that I just got. So this one is new, and then I'll go over here to my downloads, and let's download this one, okay, and get rid of this now, and go ahead and wait, and I'll hit done. I'll select this image, should be right here, okay, and this image should be right here. So I'll go ahead and select the third one, hit select, and pick this one. Now, if they are different height sizes, it's fine. I'll go ahead and cut it later, but I'll remove this. Rather, let's see. Yep, remove this, the line poster. What is this here? Why is there 4 images? This is one, the stag. Okay, the stag was this one. So let's go ahead and hit change on the product. Change product. We'll pick the panther, select. The second image was this one, which is fine. The third image was this. Let's go ahead and delete this third image. Let's hit save. There we go. Okay, so now we got it. Clearly, we can't have less than 3 type posters in the lookbook. So we can't delete the third, we had to delete the fourth. Perfectly fine. So I'm gonna have to go in and link every single one of these. So this is the lion poster. I'll go over here and hit select product, find the actual lion. Let's see where it is. Boom, select, great. Okay, hit save. Okay, then we have this here where we have 2 products. So I'll go in here, I'll hit change product, I'll select the right one. So in this case, we have the panther. I'll hit select. And then the second one, the second product, I'll go to here. I'll hit change product, and then I'll pick the lion. So there we go. So this one has 2 lookbook clickable buttons. This one has 1 and 1, which is exactly what we need. We'll hit save. I will go ahead and match these off screen on my own time. I already showed you guys how to do that, so it's no big deal. The Instagram photos were, I mean, I don't really need an Instagram. I could use this as a gallery, or I could just delete it for now. For now, I will hide it, so I'll make it disappear. I don't need it. This here, we can select a product, so I can select maybe something that has been selling a lot or something that a lot of people want to buy. So I could, for example, click on this poster, right? And I can select here, and then boom, this is literally a poster that people can purchase on the home screen. Let's hit save, and now let's click on connecting some of the buttons for our, basically our other part of this. Now, guys, something that I will say is, not everything is perfect just yet. There are some things that I'll fix off camera, like for example, I'll crop these to size, re-upload them. You guys know how it is. So, you know, part of it, but it's all coming together, right? So actually, before I even do this, I should focus on my menu here. So we have the home, okay? The home has just some nonsense attached to it. We'll take care of that. And then here we have collections. So the collections link, right, if I click on it, is somewhat of a mega menu. And the mega menu, it's good when you can work on it properly, but you know, you have to edit it. So I'll do that now. So let's see what we got here. So if you look, we can just, like, as an example, I'll just take this image, and I just want to figure out where this is located. So this is an icon to the word collections. So let me just go ahead and delete this, right? Go ahead and change, delete. I just need to know exactly where I am. We have the background. The background is probably going to be the background to the whole entire mega menu. So imagine if I was to click on this, I'll hit done here. If I hover over collections, boom, you see how it's the background? Yeah, not too bad, not too good. I mean, it looks ugly in my opinion, but I can choose to keep it. I could choose to remove it. It depends on how I want to do it. But I will go ahead and hit remove, okay? And those are just some settings for the collections section. Now, within the collections, if I just take my mouse, do you notice how it says menu 1, home, catalog, contact? That's menu 1's link here. I have never created menu 1 yet, so I actually have to go back here, hit exit. Then I have to go to my navigation flow, and I have to go to my main menu. And I have to start toggling this, or I could just create a menu. It doesn't have to be this menu. So I'll hit add menu here, and I'll call this my collections menu, right? Or I don't even have to add the word menu. I'll just leave it at collections, and I'll hit save. And then I'll just add all the collections that I currently have. So I'll go here to collections. I'll go to all collections, right? And I'll title this shop all. Just like that, and hit add. Then I'll go over here, go to collections once again, and then I'll click on lion posters, for example. Then I'll do the same thing. Search for collections. Hold on, let me go back here. Search for the collections, and then select panther, for example. Select that. Add menu. We'll go to collections once again. Search for deer stag. Add. So I'm basically adding in all my collections now. Snake poster. Well, we don't have any snake posters, so let's get rid of that. At least not yet. Let's go to collections. Let's go to wolf. Add wolf. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go to collections. Did I add wolf? I don't think I did. I think I clicked snake again. Let's see. Other posters. We'll add those. And then finally, we'll add wolf. So thought I added wolf, but I guess not. Now we'll go ahead and add them. All right, so now that that's taken care of, I'll hit Save Menu. So now I have a menu called Collections. Now I can go to my online store. I hit Customize, and now I can actually edit this Collections bar. So it says here, there's a problem trying to load your theme. Please try reloading. Let's go ahead and reload. It should be A-OK right now. Okay. Okay, so there we go. We go ahead and hit collections. This is collections here. The link, let's go ahead and edit this link. So menu 1, let's select what menu 1 actually is. And let's hit change menu, and let's change it to the collections menu. We'll hit select, and now if we take our mouse and hover over here, it will say menu 1, and then it will have all the different collections that we just added, as you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm obviously don't want it to say menu 1, right? I want it to say shop, or I'll say poster collections, right? And it really should be shop all, okay? That's actually more clean. I'll click shop all collections, and then I'll select the link for shop all collections, which is the all collections button. And then we have here it allocated to the collections submenu. I'll hit save, and if we take our mouse and hover over, there it is. Okay, so you see kind of how it says shop all collections, then it says shop all, and then it has all the rest of the collections. In this case, to make it look a little bit more formidable, I'd probably have to go in and make it all capitals, right? So capital type menus, that's capital case, right? So that's one section. Then what we could do is we can remove menu 2. I personally don't need it, so I'll just go ahead and get rid of it. Delete this. And if I take my mouse and hover over once again, there we go. So shop all collections. There we go. Now we're going to have to work on the different characteristics. So I have here shop all collections. Let's go ahead and take our mouse hover over once again. And under it, we have collection 2, which should be, I believe, an image. Yep, an image. So we'll change this, and we'll change this to like panthers and tigers. And we'll change this one underneath it to, let's say, lion posters. That's fine. And we'll hit save. And then when we take this and hover over, right, this should be, yep, there we go. You see how it says lion posters on the image, and then it says panther and tiger posters? That's perfect. So now we're going to add images to these. So panther and tiger posters, I'll go over here and select, and I'll pick a panther and tiger type poster. So I could pick, for example, let's say this one. We've seen this one a lot. So let's go ahead and hit save. And take our mouse and hover over, and there you go. So you see that. The next one is line posters, so let's go ahead and select that. And let's pick the line poster that's the similar format. It doesn't have to be the exact same line poster. It could be a different one. But let's see. Do we have it here in this list? We have this one, but I guess the customers already have seen that. Let's go with the simple. Let's see what we got here. We got a few. Once again, I'll probably have to go back and download this, but if I was to select, for example, this one, then I would change this from lion to wolf posters. Hit select, hit save. Okay. And then I'll just take my mouse hover over, and there we go. That looks pretty decent, to me. But let's see what we got here. So we have that there. Okay. Let's say I click show count on the wolf. Let's see what we got. Hover over. There we go. If you don't want it to show the count, you just remove this, and it will take off how many products in that collection. Right? So I can hit save. I can take my mouse once again, and there you go. It's gone, which is perfect. This is an ideal, decent, pretty basic mega menu that pretty much anyone can configure. All right, products. I'm going to delete this product link because we already have collections, so I really don't need that. Main menu, which is some basic links. Let's see, banner, okay. Product, this is the rest of the context. This is perfectly fine the way it is, okay, so this is enough. We have our home. I don't need necessarily a home like this. I mean, I get how it's configured. We have home, catalog, contact, but I could just add in those links, right? So I can go over here. I can add a single link, and that single link could be for, let's just say, a contact us page, right? So I could type in contact us, and I can hit save, right? And then what I would do is I would have to actually link it to a contact us page, which I don't think I've even created. Did I create one? Okay, it just said contact us. I'll hit save. Speaking of pages, let's go back here. Let's go to our pages section, and let's just create the pages that we can. So if you look here, we have these templates. We have a wish list, we have a store, we have FAQ, compare, about, etc. So if I click FAQ and I hit FAQs here, FAQs, I'll hit save. Now I have a frequently asked questions page. Did I add content to it? No, but I can add that in just a minute. I'll click create another page. And I don't need this to function like for my store, but if I want to, I can enable it, Wish list, I don't really do it as much. It's more of a waste of time. But hey, it's decent. If you want it, you can, connect it to some apps, get it to work. It's perfectly fine. Compare also is really not necessary. We're not selling tech here. We're not selling, iPhones and different headphones and things like that. This is print on demand, so we don't need that. If anything, we can do an about and try to, create an about section. So it's fine. We can do that and hit save. But really the most important part is your content to sell. It's not really about any of this other stuff. The contact us, FAQs, those are two good ones. The about, it's okay unless there's some sort of meaning behind what you're, creating. So for example, if you're creating like homemade jewelry, there's something special about that. Then an about makes sense. Compare, Once again, we're not selling any kind of tech here, so we don't need a compare page. Contact us, we need. Obviously, we said that. FAQs, we need, because there's going to be people who are going to ask basic questions that we don't really need to answer their questions. The FAQs will handle that. And then store page, we already have a store, right? We've been building a store the whole entire time. There's no reason to add more nuance to it because, I mean, we've been building it, right? So let's go ahead and hit customize. Let's go back into our menu, and along with the contact us, we'll add a FAQs page. So let me go ahead and hit single link right here, and the single link will say FAQ, just like that. And then I'll search for the actual FAQs page, which we will create in the future. Once again, I'll hit save. And that's not too bad, you know? Looks pretty decent, right? So the blog we will actually enable as well. So I do want to have a blog, and I'll show you guys how to work on that. But take a look at what we got. So home, collections, blog, FAQs, contact us. Pretty good so far, right? This hero banner we will work on in the next episode. I'll have some art created for that soon, so we'll just leave that where it is. And now let's go ahead and tackle some collections pages. So I'll hit the collections page, and notice what we have here. This is the perfect place for us to actually work on this now. So if you look here, this is the collections list, okay? And the collections list is a place where people can access this content, which helps them access different categories faster. So if you're creating different products, right, and you have a huge niche of 200, 300 products, sometimes it's hard for people to navigate through. This will help. In some sort of way, it's not exactly like a breadcrumb, but from an SEO standpoint, it serves as a breadcrumb. Technically, this is considered a breadcrumb. But in terms of SEO, it helps because it creates clickable access, right? Google always wants to see that your content is being linked. Now, obviously, if you're focusing on advertising, to hell with Google. Google doesn't really matter because SEO doesn't matter, really, if you're just focusing on ads, because the amount of benefit it will do is negligible. But anyways, what this is considered in the UX UI world is referred to as a product category cabinet. And what this does is this allows people, like I said, access to other categories much quicker. So, for example, if I want, this is collection 1, right? So I can select this and I can pick an actual collection. So I'll pick my first collection, which happens to be deer and stag, and I'll hit save, right? So that's the first one. Then this homepage collection, I'll go ahead and change this. I actually created this one earlier, so I'll hit change and I'll hit line posters, right, as an example. Then I'll go to collection number 2. I'll go over here, change this, and I'll select panther and tiger posters. Then the fourth one or the third one, whatever the number is, let me go ahead and go back here, select collection, and I'll pick one that I haven't already picked. So like wolf, for example, okay? Let's go ahead and pick this one. I skipped one. Let's hit change, and let's pick other. So other, okay, we got some cheetahs in there. And then finally, this one would be like the snake one, but obviously I don't have any products in there. So in my case, I guess I'll just delete it. I mean, I could always add more, but let's go ahead and delete this. Delete this one. Okay. There's so many here, so, there's a lot I can do, but let me go ahead and hit save. I'll hit remove block. And first of all, hold on. Let me see what I selected here. Let me reload my page because I'm not really sure what I picked. So this one is visible, collection 5. Let me go ahead and delete this. And then this one is, let's see if this is collection 6. Let's just see. Because if this picture changes, then this is collection 6. Yep. So let me go ahead and delete that as well. This is good. I'll hit save. Okay. My collection list, let me click on this and let me see how many I can control for. So this controls for 6 items per row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one was the 6th. So let me go ahead and reduce that to be 5. There we go. So this is perfect. So it fills up my drawer a little more, my cabinet drawer, right? Or my cabinet, my category cabinet. I don't need arrows or bullets or anything because I'm not adding more than these, okay? So let's go ahead, and that's taken care of. So if we can, this is the page title. If we can, into the future, I can create some nice art to fit back here, right? I can do that. So for example, if I want a picture of, let's see here, let's explore free images, and I could type in nature, for example. Let's see, I want something with like animals, or I could type in, let me type in like a lion, or let me type in, yeah, I want like a picture like of an African lion. Let's see if that can work. Yeah, some of these photos are just not ideal, and I don't know if I would necessarily want them behind the scenes because they look great, but they're not ideal for my brand. So I don't want something like this, unfortunately. It looks great, but I'm going to, once again, add more art by the next video, the next episode, and show you guys what I did. But that's essentially how you add an image there. Now that we did that, or taking care of this, we got these working. So, for example, if someone was to, did I just create a collection by mistake? Yeah, I did. Okay. So if someone was to click on this, all right, they're going to, or click on the lion posters, it's going to take them to the lion poster catalog, right? So it will show up all the different lion posters down here. Now, obviously, I only created 12 products, so that's why I don't have that many, but you kind of get the point, as to what's going on. So if I click the other, you should see a picture of a kangaroo. Yep. We have the wolf posters. I'll click on that, takes them there, and then the stag. There we go. All right. So that kind of section here is configured. It's done really well. The next thing we have here is this category main section, right? So if you notice here, we have the first link, which is category. I can select a menu, I can select collections, and it shows up here. This is what's referred to as your sidebar. All right, so in the UX UI world, it's your sidebar. And let's go ahead and actually click on this here, collection main. And there's a lot of details that we can kind of configure, a lot of details, right? But let's keep things as simple as possible for the left-hand side. We have our categories, right, which is essentially mirroring this. We have our filter dynamic. So in terms of our filter dynamic, I'm going to remove this. I don't care if it's available or not available because we're doing print on demand. We're not doing any other kind of business. Featured products, you can literally feature different products. So I'll click change collection. I'll select my homepage collection once again to give me that randomized look. And I could select 3 maximum. And then we have here an image block. This section is good to like promote some sort of sale or something like that. And keep in mind also I can move things up and down. But once again, I don't have any graphics created today, so I'll leave that where it is and I'll fill it in later. Now that that's all pretty much created, there's things that we can contribute here in our other sections of our site. So we have our homepage conquered pretty much. We just need to add some art here and then take a look at some other parts, and that will be pretty good. So basically, we're waiting on some art. Fine. Products, if we click on a product page, this is the next part to conquer, which I'll talk about that in a minute. But we did conquer the collections page, okay? We just need to add some art once again here for our sale banner, okay? Let's see what's next. We have here the collections list. So the collections list is a little different than the actual collections page. So I want you guys to see something. The collections list show a collection page, show the products in each collection. The collections list show all the collections in your store. Does that make sense? So it's a little bit different here. So here we have a slideshow. If I wanted to, I could remove this, right? And I could just leave these out here. It's good to do this if you're going to focus on SEO, right? Because Google needs to see almost like a sitemap of the different collections. This does help, and you could submit it for indexation, and that can help with Google. I have a whole YouTube channel on SEO and blogging and things, which, I've spoken about stuff like this a million times, but you kind of get the point. So line posters, right? But once again, I'm going to be running ads, so I'm not concerned with what Google thinks about this, because it's a different source of ink. It's a different source. You're just not gonna, Google's great, but it's a different strategy, right? So, it just depends on how you want to set things up and the things that you want to do. But I could select here all my different collections. I could remove the blocks that I'm not interested in, or the ones that I don't need, rather. And I could delete the ones that I'm not using, right? So I can get rid of this, for example. I can get rid of this, for example, and assuming this is my all collections page, and hit save. And obviously I would change the text, change things like that. But let's go ahead and see the let's click on pages real quick, just so I can show you guys how this works. So we have the FAQ pages here. Very clean setup here for a FAQ page. And all it is on the left-hand side, right? You can edit the title, whatever you want to title it. Just leave it FAQs if you want. And then here, content. Okay, so the content is what you're changing. So you have question 1, question 2, question 3, etc. And that's where these are here. So if you want, you can answer shipping questions here. Then you can answer refund questions here. Then you can answer whatever. Or you could just mash them all up into one section. It all just depends on how you want to set it up. And if you want to add something extra, videos, banners, whatever you want to add, you could absolutely do that. So there's nothing you can't do here. Okay, homepage. Let's go back to our products now. So this is where we work on our product page. So the product page here, and I actually want to go to a more attractive product page. So let's actually head back to our collections. Let's go to our collections page here. Let's select one of these. So let's see. I want to pick something that I like. Let's pick this. Why not? Okay. So when you're creating your product page, it has to be not only attractive, stylish, but it has to, everything has to come together. First thing we can work on, right, is just some of the features that's listed here. I can always add more, don't get me wrong, but I want to focus on some of that. So first thing is figure out where is each portion being added. So for example, this says deliver and return. I see contents about delivery and return here. If I click on this, right, I have editing settings here. So if you look, it says return within 45 days, etc. You have to go to your print-on-demand provider, and you have to figure out what are their average details, or the estimated details of when customers get their products and when is it being shipped and things like that. And that's where you're going to add this information here. So for example, if your print-on-demand provider says, processed within 3 to 5 days, you have to you don't have to, you could do whatever you want, but you write that information ideally here. You would change this text. Okay, so this is where you change that information. Here we have the pickup availability, which in this case, once again, has nothing to do with us because we're selling print-on-demand stuff. Product form. Product form is add to cart, buy it now. This is really good because it has an animation. It has like this moving kind of animation here, which is good. And we also have a buy it now button, also very effective from a conversion standpoint, but hey, it works. And then here we have the size guide. So here's the thing with the size guide. You're selling clothing, you're selling things that people need to know how big they are. You might as well use a size guide. And you got to create your own graphics. So I recommend going into the image, right? Hit change and then upload the actual size guide image. So let me show you how this looks. So first off, let me go ahead and click on this here. And you want to have a page that kind of talks about the sizing. However, you can also add an image. So let's just say, theoretically, this is my size guide, which it's technically not because we don't have many different sizes. We only have one size that we're offering, which is the largest. But let's just say this is the case. If somebody was to click on size guide, the image would pop up. You see how that works? So very, very simple, but very effective. Okay. And then we have here the product form, show buy now button once again, size guide, product swatch. There is no settings here because we don't have swatches to use. This is not a color that we're selling. This is a poster, right? We have stock countdown. So the countdown timer, let's talk about this. The reason why elements like this are important, this is where you start to get into conversion rate optimization and consumer psychology. All right. When I'm running an ad for a customer to come to my website and buy my product, one of the things that you're going to have to control on, especially because you have no relationship with the customer, is scarcity. Okay. So let me explain what that means. If I'm a celebrity, let's just say I'm The Rock. Okay. The Rock, everybody who's fans of The Rock, they know that his products, when they go on sale, they run out quick because he's a celebrity, he's in demand, and people love him, right? Same thing with Kim Kardashian, same thing with Kylie Jenner. The list goes on and on and on. When I'm advertising this merchandise, these posters, nobody knows who I am. Nobody has seen my products before. So I have to basically create artificial scarcity indicators to motivate customers to buy more. Okay? And the way this is going to work is not that they're going to buy more, but it's going to trigger people who are already interested, right? So if somebody's already interested in the product and then they realize that the product might go out of stock and they might not be able to access it, then they're not going to necessarily, they might not be able to access it. That might cause them a problem and they might want to buy it faster. Does that make sense? So this works well on Black Friday. This works well on a whole lot of different things. So here is a stock counter, right? Here we have a visitor counter. So for example, this is 22 sold in the last 15 hours, right? That's the stock. We have the countdown. Countdown timer is how many, how long the sale is going to end in, etc. There's a lot of different things that you can configure, you can work on, you can edit here, and they're pretty useful, right? So this is, for example, the visitor range count, which is right here. 21 people are viewing this right now, right? I can change the numbers. I can change how these things are. But usually if you just leave them to the settings they're pretty good as they are. You know what I mean? There's nothing too bad right there. But you have 22 sold in the last 15 hours, 35 people viewing this right now. If they actually see the Facebook ad first, and you're telling them, hey, go use code whatever right now and buy this. What are you doing there? You're creating incentivization, meaning motivation. You're giving them something for doing something. You're incentivizing them, right, by giving them a coupon code. Then the customer comes to the website. They still haven't purchased yet, but they're seeing all these indicators that promote or align with what you've already previously said in the ad. Then it makes sense. One of the things that kill ad success, especially with Facebook, is when consumers can tell a difference between the ad and the data on the site. So lack of correlation is what kills success. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you two examples, actually. One is really simple. One is more advanced. So, for example, if you're selling this poster, somebody clicks an ad, and they find a different poster on the site, that is lack of correlation. That's the simple example. A really, more complex example is if you're selling this product, you're telling customers, hey, sale ends soon, and they don't see any kind of indicators that a sale will end soon on your website. And this is more complex because it requires more building on the site. That's not going to happen. They're not going to pay attention to that aspect of the ad more. You want everything that you say in your ad to be reflected on the actual site. All right. So here you have product review and sold. So this will show how many people, how much it's sold, etc. As far as product reviews, this has nothing to do with the actual review, right? This is a fake sold counter. This, you just simply show if the reviews are there. Once you enable reviews, they'll be enabled because it's already enabled. But once you install, the review app, it will be there. Product title, of course, you can change the font size, you could change the colors, you could change whatever. So I increased my font size right there. And then here, product label, which once again, not customizable because we're not using that feature right now. If you wanted to, you could technically, but it wouldn't be on this page. It would be on your product category pages. All right, so this is kind of how it would simply go. Very simple, very easy to use. A lot of different features here, and a lot of different ways people can access different things. So let's just say you knew customers had certain questions that they always ask. So in my case, they might ask, how big is the poster all the time? That's something I might want to answer in different sections here that would lead them to different pages, right? Which is why we have a FAQs page. We have all these kind of things. So that's kind of the idea. As far as different sections like compare, color, things like that, these comparisons have to do with the other pages that we added. Remember that. So the compare page, all these kind of other pages, you just have to connect them. And we got really far today. I mean, I don't know how long we've been recording. I don't want to keep it going, but 50 minutes of Shopify work. We created pretty much the menu on top. We've created a homepage that we've decked out mostly. I just have to trim the images, make it look a little bit more uniform, add some content to the banners, and we got a show running here. So, yeah, guys, it's been nice. This is a lot of work, obviously, that we covered today. So hopefully you guys are updating your shops and working on that. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, all the links will be in the description. The Placeit mockups, if you want access to it. The themes, I'll leave that in the description box down below with the coupon code, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace out, bye.